Hello and welcome to Not Gambling Advice, the baseball betting stream on the Just Baseball Network. It is Thursday, June 8th, and you know what time it is. Time to deliver some MLB winners. We have a relatively short slate today, but I'm not too worried. Unfortunately, if you follow my picks, whether that be on Twitter, justbaseball.com, or our TikTok at justbaseballfans, or our Instagram, they're posted, or on Pikkit, of course. We unfortunately didn't get to play that Nationals versus Diamondbacks under. We got it at 9. It moved down to 8.5. Absolutely love that under. It was not my favorite play of the day because I do love the play that I'm going to pitch you in a little bit. But I had a great feeling about that one. Unfortunately, postponed. So we just have one play today. But let's do a quick recap of yesterday. Bang. Bang. That day, yesterday. Like, we've had 2-0 sweeps before, right? We're off to a great start this season. But was that not some of the most fun baseball that you have ever watched? That Cincinnati versus Reds game, we've had bets that hit very early on, which is always awesome. But watching Ellie De La Cruz, watching this Dodgers offense, watching them just explode was such a blast. I even put on Twitter, I was like, baseball has its Victor Wembanyama. We have our alien, and that is Ellie De La Cruz. He is such a freak of nature. We saw him earlier today. He got an infield hit, then he stole a base. This guy is the future. He is so much fun to watch. And then that Braves-Mets game, what did I say yesterday? That the Mets bats are going to start heating up against right-handed pitching. They teed off against Charlie Morton. And then, of course, the Braves bats came through, getting it off of Max Scherzer. I was almost spot on getting it 5-5 going into extra innings, if ever anybody remembers me saying that yesterday. But of course, Michael Harris, did his job, and the Braves ended up winning that game. No matter. I almost thought about sprinkling on extra innings. That would have lost. Good thing we did not. But we hit both plays, and we're off to a great start this season. Producer Cohen, can you please flash the leaderboard for the people? So, unfortunately, our editor is dealing with a mishap at his home today, so we don't have our flashy graphic. But as you can see, your boy is up at the top of the leaderboard, but there's still plenty of green. And of course, things are going to change throughout the season. We have 8 picks today. Remember, short slate, 5 different people coming on to give picks. I have my pick. We're going to go over all the games left on the model. And then, of course, some home run picks for the people. It doesn't have as great of a name as Dinger Tuesday, but how about Dinger Thursday? We're going to talk about it. But of course, and Producer Cohen, if you could drop the link in chat to download the Pikkit Sports app. Of course, this is presented by Pikkit. Use code Peter when you sync your sportsbook. You can win anywhere from $3 to $100 when you sync that sportsbook. It's a free app, and all of our picks are tracked on there in case you ever miss plays. My plays are tracked on there. Absolute no-brainer to download the free app. And of course, both on Prize Picks and on BetMGM, using code BASEBALL will get you that full instant deposit match. No-brainer. Right? Absolute no-brainer. If you're new to any of these different apps, make sure to get your free money. A lot of tacos we're going to discuss later on. Not a huge fan of them. As we know, I faded the last one with Mitch Keller. We waged war on Prize Picks, and we didn't even win, even though we won on Mitch Keller, but we didn't win on Bryce Elder over 5.5 hits. But that's for another time. We got one pick today. Who's ready? I want to hear some energy in the chat. I know it's a short Thursday, but I want to hear some energy in the chat. Who's ready? Give me some love. We're coming off a 2-0 sweep. We're up 13 units on stream. I'm up almost 18 units on the season so far. Give me some energy. I need some energy, right? We need some energy. Look at that. Look at that, people filling it up. Let's freaking roll, ladies and gentlemen. Let's absolutely roll. So, again, I had the under 9 in Diamondbacks Nationals. That ended up getting postponed. So our one game is starting up here in about 2.5 hours. It's the Houston Astros taking on the Toronto Blue Jays at 7:07 p.m. Eastern. The pitching matchup is Framber Valdez versus Jose Barrios. These two pitchers have been pitching a little too well. It feels like a time where both of these pitchers leave with a worse ERA than when they started in, and also both offenses are due to explode. The Blue Jays' woes against left-handed pitching don't make a lot of sense. They have so many good right-handed bats that typically crush left-handed pitching. They're in the top 10 in most metrics against lefties last season. And this month, they have a WRC plus of 70. It's been horrible lately They have a 49 WRC plus against left-handed pitching, the worst in Major League Baseball over the last 2 weeks. They haven't faced many left-handers recently, so it's not a huge sample, but anything this low definitely sends off the alarm bells. The Blue Jays are due to punish a left-hander, but Framber Valdez is going to toe the rubber. Valdez is excellent, no doubt about it. He's allowed a lot of hard contact, though, this year, the most of his career, but he's done a fantastic job of keeping the ball on the ground. On the surface, this may seem like a terrible matchup for him. We have a Blue Jays team that hasn't put it together against lefties, facing off against one of the best lefties in the game. However, the Blue Jays have seen Framber well. Through 50 plate appearances against the Jays' current roster, he's rocking a 380 xWOBA, a 342 expected batting average, and a 485 expected slug. And the average exit velocity is 93 miles an hour. I just threw a lot of numbers at you. Those are elite quality of contact numbers. The advanced stats look great. But with Framber, we have to look at the counting stats because, again, he routinely outperforms his peripherals, right? We look at xERA, we look at ERA over the past couple of seasons. He always outperforms him because he keeps the ball on the ground so well. But even the counting stats are excellent for the Blue Jays. Opponent batting average at 304. WOBA, 374. Those are great. Those numbers are way higher than Framber's normal averages. And Framber has allowed more than just 2 earned runs since May began, and now he's facing a struggling Blue Jays team, but he's minus 120 towards the over 2.5 earned runs. Conversely, we have Jose Barrios, who has terrible advanced data against the Astros, and it's a much larger sample. Through 149 plate appearances, Barrios is rocking a 360 xWOBA and a 524 expected slug. That's even worse than Framber, and the Astros offense is just playing up good. Barrios has done a fantastic job of limiting hard contact compared to last season, but he's still due to regress. He's rocking a 4.58 expected ERA and a 4.04 Sierra. I think he's going to finish the year closer to a 3.9 ERA, but he has improved from last season. He's throwing his sinker more instead of his fastball, which is still getting crushed. I'm not sure how long or why he still throws it, but if he does, and when he does, the Astros are going to hit it out of the park. The model is a huge fan of this over, right? But it's on the backs of both starting pitchers. You could take the full game over, but I'm honestly a fan of both bullpens. So I think if the over hits, it's going to be on the backs of these two starting pitchers because both bullpens are relatively well rested in this spot. The first game went over, but the last two have been pitching duels. I like this one to look a little bit closer to the first game. Maybe not 11-4, but I do think that both offenses are going to show up early against these two starting pitchers. And like I said, if it does end up going over, I think it will be because of Framber and it will be because of Jose Barrios. And 4 is a very solid number. The model has both these pitchers given up around 3 runs each through 5 or 6 innings. So all we really need is for one of these guys to struggle. I really like our chances here. I took the first 5 over 4 at minus 125 last night. It's mostly stayed around that price, hasn't really gone up, hasn't really gone down in terms of the first 5. The full game over, right, has been teetering between 8.5, 8. I could see this full game going under, honestly, because I think both bullpens are great and they're well rested. Not the starters, though. They don't have a very good matchup today. 4 is a very solid number. I would keep it at here. But again, the model absolutely loves it. Anywhere up to 5. I think it lands on 5. So at 4.5, if you can only get plus money on 4.5, I would take that too, right? Because I'm laying 1.25 units. So if you get plus 105, plus 110, laying a unit on it, I got to win that way anyway. So I really like it at 4. Again, would play at 4.5. The model would play it at 5. I'm not that into it, but I still do really like it, especially at 4. So I'm rolling with the first 5 over for a lot of those reasons. Anyone in chat have any, would you take 4 at minus 120 or 4.5 at plus 114 right now? I'd probably take 4 at minus 120. Yeah, if you can get minus 120, I would take 4. How about that Gunnar Henderson nuke job? Yeah, what's going on in these other games? Let's do a little peek into the action. Giants Rockies 4-1. Orioles take the lead. Orioles are the kings of that. Gunnar Henderson hit the 2-run bomb. Vegas fooled us again in Coors with the total movement. What happened there? How'd they fool us? I wasn't paying attention to that one. I had a busy morning today. Why is Baltimore always sneaking up in the end of games? That's what they do here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Producer Cohen, before we get into the model, it might be time for the Legacy Producer Cohen pick. I think it's time for the Legacy Producer Cohen pick. Producer Cohen has never given a pick on stream, but he likes something today. And he wants to give the people a little in-depth analysis to his...
I could do that. I could do that. All right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Well,
can you put the thing on? Just tell me.
Can
you hear me? All right, cool. Yeah, so we're gonna rock with this today, Pete. I like this under. I woke up and I was like, if I had to give a pick today, like let's take a look at this Mets game. You know, that's the only game I could really pick. Take any
Mets
type
fan.
of game. Mets fan. We like Verlander. We know that Spencer Strider's disgusting.
Yep.
I have to look at York. I'm gonna look right.
Look whatever you want.
We know Spencer Strider's disgusting. I was looking at the lineup. We have our babies in today. Like, I don't know, Pete. The career against Strider for some of these guys, Nimmo can hit him, Lindor can him. Nimmo's not looking good right now. If anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be Lindor, to get a run. But that's pretty much it for the Mets. And then against Verlander, Acuna hasn't faced him yet. Riley hasn't faced him yet. Albies hasn't faced him yet. Michael Harris hasn't faced him yet. What do you think?
I would lean with you, 8.5, and we're even starting to see some 8s in the market, which is kind of interesting too. So you got a little bit of line movement on your side. The reason I like this play too is I kind of lean the Mets in a low-scoring battle. I'm not going to actually bet on this game, but I might have to tell you on the under. But the one thing is, I think people are still underrating Verlander in the market, and I think Strider's a little bit overvalued right now. So I think the Mets have a chance to win, but if they're going to win, it has to be a low-scoring game because I don't think they're going to outslug the Braves against Strider. And you got some, but who's available in the Mets pen tonight? I guess is the question.
We
have
a
first 5 under.
The thing is, we need to win this baseball game. As Mets fans, we know that we need to win this game. So I think a 4-3 game by the Mets would call it. Who is available in our pen today? Do you know?
Well, yesterday,
Peterson.
You mean David Peterson? You mean Robertson?
I mean Robertson. Sorry.
Yeah, let's give yesterday's game a check. Also, White Sox took the lead on the Yankees. The Yankees are so poverty right now.
Listen, Chad, if you want to take this pick, take it. But hey, I'm not here to give off any losers today, but
we got Dominic Leone, Brooks Raley, and Adam Ottavino pitched yesterday, which, we got McHugh, Yates, Anderson, and Minter. So I would probably, the bullpens aren't very rested in this game. I would look at the first 5 under if you're going to play this, because I think Verlander does pitch well, and it's going to be tough for the Braves to get, it's going to be tough for the Mets to get Strider.
People forget that Verlander was a Cy Young winner.
Yeah, people have been
last
forgetting
season,
that.
Come on.
People have been forgetting it. Oh, doggy 6'9".
Yeah.
With the sub. What a Producer Cohen first pick auto tail. I agree. I think it has to be an auto tail for people. Oh, doggy just gifting tier 1 subs to the entire gang. What a beast. Is that Owen?
Yeah.
Owen, I love you. Owen might be enjoying my picks lately. That's all I'm going to say.
He definitely has.
He has been enjoying the picks
taking
lately.
Everyone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, chat. Thanks, Pete.
Hey, shout out Producer Cohen.
Hopefully we can go 1-1. We'll see what happens.
All right, let's kill it. Okay, let's get into the model. Let's bring up the model for the people. All right, this is the Ballpark Pal model. As we know, you can follow along by going to ballparkpal.com. We got park factors, game simulations, and a matchup machine to give us the best bets possible based on purely math. Baseball's a big math sport, so let's get into the first game. And remember, these are all the games left on the slate. And you're going to hear a lot from different people who have their picks. And you're going to say, well, their explanation is severely against the model. Do I not like their pitch? Maybe fade them. Or if their explanation matches up with the model or doesn't show any value, this is just to give you the best bet possible. So as we can see, weirdly enough, the model likes the Red Sox, right? At minus 118. I do not want to tail Matt Dermody. I was actually considering playing the Guardians today, but the model hated it. So I decided, all right, this game is disgusting anyway. It's not something I want to dip my toes in. What I do want to say is slight lean towards the under. I don't know. ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on this game. Definitely not my favorite. The model likes the Red Sox. I definitely do not. I don't know if anyone's got a play on this one. Savali under K's, maybe. Not a big fan of this one. Let's move on to the next game on the model. So we got this one. The money line was for some reason not loaded into the model, but it still ran a sim. Basically, right now the Phillies are around minus 250 on the money line, saying they're severely overvalued. Severely overvalued. What's the total in this game, by the way? Let's do a quick check for the people. Yankees just scored. Best team in baseball again. What's the total on this game? We're looking at 7.5. So it has a pretty decent lean towards the over here. Pretty decent lean towards the over, right? 7.5 is around minus 110, minus 115. I don't mind that over, ladies and gentlemen. 7.5 is very low, but it might be very low for a reason. That's why I'm a little bit scared. Might be a little bit low for a reason because there is no way in hell that this total should be this low. I mean, when you consider how piss poor the Tigers' offense has been lately and can't really trust the Phillies, maybe the under. Maybe the over. But again, not much. But definitely the biggest value play so far. So consider the over. All right, let's keep moving on. And of course, we have this game. As you can tell, model is obsessed with this over. But as you can see, 3.051 to 2.745 through the first 5 innings. That's where I really think the value is going to come from. The model obviously loves the full game over. So if you want to play over 8 at minus 115 on BetMGM right now, definitely not a bad bet. I would just greatly consider doing the first 5. Let me look on BetMGM right now and check out the lines. Let's see if anything has moved in the meantime. But like I said, I already broke it down. I'm a big fan of this first 5 over. It's definitely my favorite play of the day. Let's see. Yeah, it's still at minus 115 for the full game over. And I think we have a slight adjustment moving down on the first 5. Yeah, minus 120, right? So I lost about 5 cents of value. I still like it. I don't really care about that. We've seen a lot of money come in on this under. I ain't scared. I'm taking this first 5 over. I think people are overlooking these. They're looking at 2 offenses back to back who have looked terrible. I think they're going to break out of it today. It's only so long that you can keep down both of these 2 offenses. I don't really give a shit about the line movement. I'm definitely taking this first 5 over. Let's keep going. This game is fascinating because you guys know that. Maybe you don't know, but a lot of people are going to come on pitching a total in this game. We got Krabs in queue right now, who's definitely going to be on one side of this game. And a lot of people, like the Angels, I'm pretty sure, right, Producer Cohen? Model likes the Cubs, and Model doesn't have any real lean on the over, thinks it's pretty spot on. They're at 9. I got to say, I kind of lean the Cubs today. The model does too. It's kind of more of a pick 'em, but both teams crush lefties. Cubs are a patient team. Detmers has struggled this season with the walks. I'd consider the Cubs in this one. If I had to make a play on this one, it would be the Cubs on the money line. Let's get to some home runs. Oh, we got one more. Never mind. Yeah, this game, right? Thinks the Braves are pretty overvalued in the spot. I agree with them. Detmers under 17.5 outs. Don't hate it at all. Don't hate it one bit. I have a weird feeling that the Mets are going to win this game in a low-scoring battle. I think Verlander is going to pitch really well. I don't have the stones to take it. I don't want to fade Strider. But that's where I'd lean. That's where I'd lean, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about some home runs today. Who's going to hit some dingers? Who's going to hit some dingers? As you can tell, who would I like in this one? I do like I said, I like Matt Chapman today. It's just so tough taking a Blue Jay to hit a home run against Framber. But if they can get a ball in the air, I definitely don't hate it. I don't know of his odds right now, but I like Chapman's matchup today. Hits the sinker pretty well. Gets his hands extended. Hits a dinger. Don't mind that one. Let's go to the top. Matt Olson just reigns supreme every single day. It's insane. Who do I like of these? Yeah, Matt Olson's got 2 home runs off Verlander. Who do I like here? I mean, Jordan. Jordan's definitely a good one, but he's always going to be high up here. Not much for us. They just think Rizzo's going to go off in both games. So if Rizzo doesn't hit a home run in this game, maybe he's due for a next game. Don't forget, Trent saw Blue Jays in the backyard today. That's huge. I don't know whether that's good or bad, but it's definitely huge. All right, I think it's time to get to Krabs and talk about another 3-unit bomb from the kid, Patrick Corbin.
Yep, I was going to bring it up if you didn't. We're banning that category for the betterment of everybody in the community. Okay. I mean, do I even have to go? Can we not talk about it, honestly? Can we just not talk about the 11 hits and pickoffs and people thrown out from right field, Lane Thomas turning into freaking Cespedes?
I would say let's get past it if it wasn't your team. So I want to hear, fandom come out of your mouth right now and hear what happened in that game.
Yeah, I mean, Patrick Corbin's been getting lit up in the first inning his last couple starts and settling in and pitching just fine, using that sinker more. It's very clear that slider is out. That sinker is in for him, and it's had much more success. Also, he throws the fastball more, which causes issues a lot in the first inning. You saw that last night. I don't know how the heck they didn't score 10 runs against Patrick Corbin, let alone 3. Unbelievable. The amount of time, I think I saw more guys thrown out at second trying to stretch a single, or guys picked off, or guys out on a diving play in the outfield than the Nats even scored runs. Insane. Like 5 times.
Brutal. Is that something you want to see?
No, dude. He was getting lit up, and it didn't even matter. It was crazy.
So
I talked about the base hits, right? Base hit, that's how they're going to win this game. Base hit after base hit after base hit. Didn't matter.
So I have a question for you now. The 3-unit system hasn't exactly worked.
Well, it's 2-1 this week, so it definitely has worked.
Okay. Hey, keep it going. Who am I?
Sure.
Keep it going.
It's
keep
2-1.
I'm rooting for you.
Let's end 3-2 or 4-1 this week.
I'm just saying,
we're up.
The reason I say it is because you've had slates lately where you're going 4-2, you're going 3-0 and all this, but you're sticking with one play in the 3-unit system.
100%.
I'm trying to help. I think if you used all of your plays, you might be doing better. That's the only reason I'm saying it.
No, we tried that. That did not work. We throw that out the window. We're trying new strat. We stick with it for at least a week. Come on. We got to see it through.
I'm rooting for you.
We're no quitters.
I'm rooting for you. Let's get into it.
Positive. All I got to do is hit one the next 2 days. Bada bing, bada boom. We're positive. That's all we need.
Bada bing, bada boom. Let's get into it. First play.
Yeah, the play that everybody's on. Great. It's kicked. It's going to be 0-0 going into extras. The over 9 in Chicago.
0-0 going into extras.
Yep. This one might take a while, boys. I hope you drank some coffee today. All right. Look, these 2 pitchers, I don't know if you got to watch Smiley in his last start against the Padres last week. Gave up 3 runs. Should have given up 10, kind of like Corbin giving up all those hits, but not giving up all the runs. His velo is down. The commentators were roasting him, saying he looked like shit pretty much, and he did. He looked like he was gassed in the 3rd inning, okay? Look, he looks like he's out of gas at this point in the season, which I get. He's a veteran. He's overperformed all year. I don't think he has his stuff right now. I think he looks pretty tired up there. And if he looks anything like he did last week against the Padres, where every single out was a hard hit ball to the outfield, he's going to get destroyed by a top 10 offense against left-handed pitching, debatably top 5 in the Angels. I mean, they crush lefties. And same with the Cubs. And they're facing Detmers, who's a lefty, who's maybe the worst lefty in baseball this season starting, who's given up a bazillion hits and 6 runs in his last 2 starts combined. He's been atrocious, and he's 1 start away from joining Alek Manoah in the minors. And it could be this start against a very, very, very good left-handed pitching team with guys like Dansby, Horner, Suzuki. Even Wisdom likes hitting lefties as well and has pop against them. These guys love hitting lefties. They're getting an absolute turkey tosser tonight. The total's up from 8 to 9. The splits are crazy. Less than 50% of bets on the over, but over 80% of the handle is on the over. So some fatty bets, including myself, are on this, and I think it soars by the 5th inning.
What percentage of that 80 do you think is you?
Probably a good 10%. Sure.
I like that. I like that. I don't really have a lean on the total. I was thinking the Cubs because I think Smiley's due for a little bit of a bounce back, and the Cubs are so damn patient. And Detmer's big issue this year has been the walks. So I was like, I kind of like the Cubs in this matchup. Not really enough to play them, but I would definitely lean that way. I think this over is interesting.
Cubs third most patient team in baseball. They got a bazillion walks this year, and I mean Detmers is all over the place, man. All over the place.
Any thoughts on those tacos while I have you?
Yeah, take all the unders.
I like it.
There's my thoughts.
What about in hockey for the people? Because we got a limited MLB slate.
I'm with the people on the Panthers. So that's probably caked as well. But down 0-2, they've gotten spanked, especially game 2. I mean, they got absolutely worked. 7-1, I think. Ridiculous. -120 at home, I bet. Vegas is public. Not really surprising, but they are public. But everyone on stream and on Twitter is on the Panthers, so I'm scared. So
everyone is on this over, and everyone's on the Panthers. It could be a tough day, or
no way
everyone could cash in.
Go through the net. No way they both go through the net. I'll take the 3U Meg, okay, and I'll leave the hockey to the Sharps on ice.
Okay? I like it, my friend. I ain't got nothing for you. I like this over. A little scared, but I like the line movements on your side.
Not losing any sleep over it, Pete. Line movement on my sides. I think these lineups absolutely mash today. By the 6th inning, this is it. 6th inning. Baby. It's also the squad ride. So if you're not tailing those, figure it out.
Good stuff. And yesterday's squad ride lost, but it's been on an absolute heater, and it should have hit.
Yeah. We'll take we move. Okay. We'll be all right.
Good stuff, my man. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
Yes, sir. I'll catch you guys.
Peace. All right. Mid-majors next in about 3 minutes. Crabs be selling. Get Javon on here. Javon's coming on. Oh, perfect. At when? 5:40, so a little bit later in the stream. Oh, anyone got any other plays? This is kind of a limited slate. No, yeah, just people in chat. Is anyone staring at something? Are people taking that over in Angels Cubs? Hunter Renfroe's on paternity leave. Astros money line, love it today. Could see that. I think both teams are going to hit. I love the lineup for the Astros today. Taking the over. Jays money line. Cubs overs squad ride. I mean, I'm not. It's the BTL squad ride, though. But I don't mind it. I'm surprised Javon isn't on here to pitch that. Oh, Yankees lost the lead. Great. You look at Astros first 5, Pete? Yeah. I mean, I just think the Blue Jays bats are so due. Astros team total over for me. I don't hate it. Don't hate it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we got Lid Lager. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Lid Lager, coming with only winners lately. How'd you do yesterday?
You can answer that question. Flash the leaderboard, producer Cohen. Flash it. Look at that.
Look at Lid Lager slowly climbing.
I was down double-digit units yesterday, Peter. Single units is where I'm at now. Be afraid, Peter.
Slowly turning into Wid Wager.
Yeah, I mean, when you buy those World Series tickets, just put my name on them already. I'll send you my address. You can ship them straight to me.
I love the confidence. Let's get into the -5 unit range today. Is that even possible with how many picks you got?
We have 3. It's not possible, unfortunately, but we can improve ourselves, and that's what we try to do every day. We try to improve.
It's a day-by-day thing.
We try to learn. As simple as that.
Play number 1.
First play I have. I debated. I saw that you're on the first 5 over, I think, in the Astros and the Jays game. Is that correct, or is it full game over?
Yes, sir. First 5.
So I debated between the first 5 over and the Blue Jays. I settled on the Blue Jays first 5 money line. Historically, Framber has not pitched well in the Rogers Center, and I think it's just because that lineup of the Blue Jays, it's pretty patient. It also just doesn't strike out, which Framber, he doesn't need to. He's fantastic at striking people out, but he sits around the zone a lot with his off speed. And if the Blue Jays are patient enough, and if they can take him the opposite way with their approach, he's been a magician this year, but I just think this is a bad matchup for how minimal the Blue Jays will strike out and how they're going to force him to get outs in play. He has had an issue with hard hit balls versus ground balls, which is a weird correlation, but his hard hit percent's about 47%, but his ground ball rate's like 60%. So at some point there's gonna be some regression on those ground balls. Gonna find some gaps, and I think that starts coming today.
I agree. What do you like Barrios' matchup against the Astros?
I did. I've been talking to some smart guys. He definitely does not match up well against lefties. So Tucker and Alvarez should probably see him well today. But also something that is just a gambling thing is sometimes you want to sell good news. And Altuve is back in lineup today. They were doing well without him. So maybe it just shakes up their lineup. Maybe it just initially they don't see the ball too well, and maybe he just doesn't come in and hit 3 home runs. If he does, fuck me. But I did like the matchup for Barrios outside of Tucker and Bregman.
Tucker and Jordan, you mean?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I apologize. Yeah, Tucker and Jordan. Who, I mean, Jordan matches piss poor with everybody, or everyone matches piss poor with him. But I do like his matchup. I do think he probably gives up a run or 2 minimum. But I don't think Framber pitches great. So I like the first 5.
It's funny. I was thinking the Blue Jays might have a shot today, but I just wish there was a better price on them. Like and maybe that's telling, right? Maybe that's telling where the Blue Jays do just beat them because the price is as low as it is. I just
exactly.
wish the Blue Jays
so Peter, No, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Yeah, no, I don't got anything.
So Peter, without looking at the lines at all, because obviously the books make the lines to influence our brain. So in your very intelligent galaxy brain, Peter, what do you make Jose Barrios at home against Framber Valdez and one of the top 3 AL Cy Young pitchers in terms of voting this year? What do you make the line?
For the full game line, so right now it's -105. I think the Blue Jays should be like +110, +115. I think that's what it should be. I think the Astros should be
so Astros around -130 or so you think is rightfully priced in your mind. So I can see how that's not value, but don't you think? I mean, we know the books intentionally try to dissuade us. Absolutely. So maybe they're trying to price us out, and that's the time to buy.
I agree. I think it's going to be a good game.
I definitely agree.
We'll see what happens, though. All right, let's get to play number 2.
Definitely. It's the Halos. I am not very good at betting the Halos, but I think it just seems like a spot. Every time the Cubs face a lefty, it's Cubs versus lefties. They've not been doing that well against lefties recently. Their stats recently are really skewed because they faced Ryan Weathers. That guy is. We're not going to speak towards Ryan Weathers. I hope he is doing very well in his life.
I think he is.
Professionally though, he could see some improvement, and so their stats are pretty skewed from that start. Their lineup has been striking out a lot against lefties, and Detmer I know has a lot of hard contact and a lot of barrel percentage, which is kind of what the Cubs do, and they're patient. And he doesn't throw a lot of strikes in Detmers, but also what kind of leads me to full game isn't just Detmers versus Smiley, which Smiley I think is absolutely smashed by the Angels today. That soft toss and lefty, as Javon has preached towards it the past 2 years. Drury is a fantastic matchup today. I also think Smiley, who has reverse splits and has a very difficult time getting lefties out. Ohtani he's just eating at the plate right now. I think that continues. And for some reason, Mike Leiter, I'm pretty sure, like 95% sure, is the closer for the Cubs. He pitched 2 innings yesterday. So after Smiley, I don't know what the fuck is coming in after him. But after Detmers, we still have Davinsky and Estevez available, and Ben Joyce if necessary, and Webb. Definitely full game better matchup with our pitching. And I like his full game, the value. I know Cubs versus lefties, everyone wants to take the value against Detmers. That guy sucks. But in my head, it's not priced appropriately. And I still think this is too short. And I'll take the Halos. Fair
enough. I had a slight lean towards the Cubs, but obviously I wouldn't want to fade you. So
that's fair. There's a reason why. I want to. It's Smiley. I don't think pitches great. I think Detmer's pitch is phenomenal, but post those 2 starting pitchers, I don't know who's going to come in for the Cubs. It's probably Alzolay, but I think he's getting ready to start some games soon. So I don't know if he comes in. After Mark Leiter, I don't know who they have left. Honestly, who's worthy of scaring me away from betting money on this game?
Yeah, they have Jeremiah Estrada, who I think is very good, but it's one guy.
I mean, if that guy pitches 3 innings and shuts out Mike Trout, Ohtani, everybody in our lineup, by all means, he deserves it. But it's worthy of my unit. I'll tell you that, the way I saw it.
Stuff. Play number 3.
Yeah. I have a Prize Picks entry for you. First of the season, my own. Yeah, I'm feeling hot. I hit one play yesterday and Burns' strikeout over for the Prize Pick square.
Three. Great square.
Yeah, so this is correlated with my first 5 Blue Jays, also correlated with the overs. Framber's under fantasy score. This looks oddly low for a guy who has struck out everybody he's seen this year, every lineup he's seen this year. For a guy who has one of the highest in wins this year, it looks oddly low at 31.5. I know there's no implied win with him being a -110, essentially pick'em line, but it's kind of telling to me that he doesn't pitch phenomenal today, and the Jays do get to him. So with that, it's paired with Ohtani fantasy score. Again, Smiley, soft toss and lefty. I think Ohtani goes yard. Honestly, he demolishes the curveball, and what better curveball to see than the 82-mile-per-hour just hanger? Ohtani's gonna take it as far as De La Cruz yesterday.
I love it, dude. I think that Framber under fantasy score is really sneaky. And if you notice, Barrios' score is also kind of low.
Agreed. A couple things with that is we've noticed that Framber has no hits allowed up today on Prize Picks. He usually does, honestly. And also, his Prize Picks strikeout square opened at 5. He hasn't seen anything lower than 6 this year. Not at 5.5. He opened at 5. He's also the fucking taco at 3.5.
Taco.
I'm sure that'll fucking go well, Peter. Surely it'll go well.
I think these are great squares. I'm a little slightly worried about Ohtani.
Fair, but I also was looking for some reason if he gets walks somehow, who is it? Yan Gomes does not have a very good pop-up time. So maybe he steals a bag. That's 7 points right there. Only need one more somehow. But
3 game
I like the matchups.
3 game picks, 1 Prize Picks entry. Good stuff, my man. Lid Lager's going straight to mid-major, back to Wid Wager. Keep killing it.
Hold on to your butts, brother. Hold on to your butts.
Appreciate you, my friend. We'll talk to you. Okay, who we got next up in queue? We got Ollie 1 unit. Dude's hot.
Yes, sir. How we doing?
Kid's hot right now.
Yeah, don't let him know though.
All right.
Don't let him know. Once you start talking, things go sideways. Just look what happened with the BTL chirps. All of a sudden, they won 17 in a row or something crazy. You know.
All I'm trying to do is hype you up, but I understand. I mean, you're one of the fellas in the green.
Yeah, took a while to climb back in there, but that's what we do. Slow and steady wins the race. It's a marathon. The hare don't win; it's the tortoise that wins. People forget. People forget the tortoise wins.
People forget. Let's get into play number 1.
Play number 1, only play. Didn't think it was going to be popular, but here we are sitting at the Cubs and Angels over. Few things for this went into it for me. I don't like either of these bullpens. I know a lot of Angels fans in particular are high on Estevez, who has looked really good at times, but it's only been a month and a half. I remember 2 years ago when Matt Barnes was an all-star closer, and then he was pitching in the Florida Complex League 2 months later. So I'm going to cut the brakes there, although he has looked good. I get it. But outside of that, Chris Davinsky, this isn't 2017. He's not good anymore. I'm sorry. He's just not. I don't buy it. So the back end of the bullpens, I like runs mostly middle, later part of this game. But that's not to say that Reed Detmers, who I am a big fan of, I'm a big Reed Detmers guy, but if last year's any correlation, he's going to be a guy that gets going as the year goes on. So still early on in the season with him, has had times where he looks just unhittable. You threw a no-hitter last year. I remember his start against the Jays this year just was absolutely cruising through 4 innings, just looked nasty. Boom, there's a 5 spot out of nowhere. So that stuff can happen with him. He can walk one guy, loses mojo, and a big inning can come out of nowhere. And then on the flip side, Drew Smiley has just been way too good this year. I'm sorry, I don't buy a pitcher having a career year at age 34 again, like we saw with Martin Perez. I just don't see it sustaining. So he's just going to be a fade target in general for me going forward. He throws 2 pitches, sinker curveball. Like, I just don't think what he's done so far is going to be sustainable and in a hitter-ish friendly, more hitter-friendly environment than pitcher-friendly out there in LA. I think there's a good spot for the Angels bats to stay hot. Like, Brandon Drury is a great matchup. Trout and Otani, obviously. Don't have to go into too much analysis there. But Luis Rengifo had a good game yesterday. Maybe he's starting to find things. It goes on and on. I just think we get runs here. But it seems way too many people like this play for me, so I'm definitely scared about it. But it is what it is. We're locked and loaded.
My only question for you is, so DeGen, who is in queue, who's up next, said, Ollie, can you slide to the right, or are your dog bowls a part of your sell job?
I just got that dog bowl. It's nice. My dog has an issue where she eats food too fast, so it's a puzzle bowl.
It's a puzzle bowl. I like
that.
that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Not part of the sell job, but that's where my dog eats, if anybody was wondering. I've also got a Nintendo and a GameCube. Like, any other comments about the background, feel free to hit me in the DMs. That's my only play. That's it.
0.75 units. Rome wasn't built in one day.
Wasn't built in one day. Just got a miracle push on the over in Milwaukee. So we'll see how this one goes to finish the night off.
Almost better than a win at sometimes when you get a miracle push.
Well, when you get 3 runs in the first and then 0 runs for 7 innings, you'll take a push.
Yes, you will.
Yep.
Good stuff, my man. Keep killing it. One of the gentlemen in the green. Love having you on. All right, we'll talk soon.
All right, good luck. See ya.
See ya. We got DeGen. Both of us hit our over in Atlanta yesterday. Goats are muted, by the way. We both hit that over.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get in my Ollie position. How's that?
I like the fern back there. Little greenery, little color.
Yeah, I bought the smallest whiteboard possible, which was not the smartest idea.
I do see. I think you only have one play for us, correct?
I do. Those are not official plays. That's just what I like when I go through the board.
The whiteboard is filled with good stuff.
Yeah, I put the Brewers money line on there. It wasn't a play of mine. If you can tell, I put a red squibbly line around it. It was just my juju because I was trying to curse the Orioles. I really wanted them to get swept, and the Brewers blew it. Anyways, yes, shout out to that over. It was lovely. Just to remind people again, it's just a situational thing. Like I had mentioned, game 1 of the series, ekes over, doesn't get there. Same read game 2. It's usually where you tend to see the runs come in. Now, don't go out there and just blindly force it. Again, it's got to be the right read. And in that situation, 8.5 to 9.5, big name pitcher involved. Very much liked it. Glad we cashed. I'm sticking. No, actually, that's not an official play. I was going to talk about how I was on the Mets because nobody wants them tonight. That's not my play. My play today is going back to the Blue Jays. And I say going back to them because that was one of my losses. Both of my losses actually have been on team totals. And I thought I was going to stay off of them. But probably I'm getting cute. I hope it doesn't burn me. I like the Blue Jays today. And I think Mid-Major Matt actually did a pretty good sell job on why I'm fading Fromber. And I know, listen, I mean, I can you tell me is Fromber, the guy in the Astros rotation? I know like a lot of smart
lefty
people
in baseball. Like he is amazing. I'm on the first 5 over though.
Oh, well, that kind of correlates with what I'm backing.
I like the Blue Jays bats today, but I also like the Astros bats against Barrios.
Yeah. That's the only hard thing for me to I don't know yet where I stand with Barrios. It feels like him and Kikuchi have figured things out, and they've done a total 180 from where they were last.
Kikuchi, not as much, but Barrios, it's just the problem with Barrios is his fastball is one of the worst in Major League Baseball, and you've seen the usage of that pitch go down and down and down. But the thing is, he's still throwing it, and opponents are still hitting 340 against it. I think he's got to scrap it completely, and then I think he can get back when he's just the slurve and the sinker. But he's still throwing the fastball, and like you're going to throw that to Jordan, you're going to throw that to Tucker. Good luck.
I know. Yeah, this is tough for me because I have seen a lot of people that I respect on the under in this game. That I'm glad that you're the first person I think I've seen on any sort of over. So I like that you're on board with it. Yeah, I mean, I think we see
there's definitely a lot of money on the under. I've heard a lot of people like the full game under, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, maybe the full game under hits, but it might be on the backs of the bullpens. I don't think it's going to be on the starters.
Yeah, in a weird way, I think that the under would make sense. If you look at the Blue Jays, I mean, they're not a great over team. They're 2-7-1 to the over in their last 10. And the Astros are 5-5. We just saw an under yesterday, but we did
And
see
the
an
day
over.
before.
I think the day before the game before went over. Is that when Manoah had the blow up?
I'm almost positive this is the fourth game of the series. I think the first game ended 11-4. Then we
You're
got
right.
an under, then an under, then today.
First game was the Manoah blow up, right? So 5-1, 3-2. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't have the balls to back Berrios and take the Blue Jays. It came down to that, or just back the Blue Jays bats. And that's what I'm electing to do. So I think there's some suspicious numbers in lines, squares, lack of squares for Fromber. But don't get it twisted. I've used this angle before with Lance Lynn, and that didn't work out so well. But Fromber is a little bit different. I mean, he's a big name pitcher, and I know he gets a lot of respect. So yeah, that's it for me. I have had not a good track record of team totals in this challenge, but I'm hoping to change that today. So give me the over 3.5 for the Toronto Blue Jays.
I like it, my man. It's a little juicy. Do you consider taking 4.5 at plus money, or any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I thought about it a lot, but the 4.5 number has just been my kryptonite. That's where I lost the Blue Jays earlier when they landed at 4 in the first game of the series. I lost the Cardinals at 4.5 when they landed at 4 against the Rangers. So it just feels like I'm a superstitious guy. And that's why I appreciate people that don't cash their bets until the game is over or your bet has hit. So I'm just going to lay off of that number and lay the juice. Hopefully we get 4. And I do think the Blue Jays win. And I like your first 5 over. What was that? What was that juice?
4 at -125. But
good.
The line has come down about 5 cents. So
that's not enough to worry me.
No.
I always like on first 5 totals, which I did have some success with earlier in the season. For whatever reason, I was playing a few unders, and anytime they were -125, it felt like they were hitting. Yeah. It's always like a first 5 total when it's plus or even, like -110. That I don't feel I never have success with. So, yeah, good stuff. Somebody says DJ and a mid-major on the same place, say less. I hope that's a good thing. And you don't
mid-majors on the Blue Jays first 5 money line, and you're just on Blue Jays team total over.
Yeah, I like this. It's kind of like we're all going into battle together, but we're we're like splitting up. You know what I mean?
It's probably all going to go horribly wrong.
One of us is getting.
The Astros are going to score like 3, and the Blue Jays are going to get completely shut out. And I won't hit my first 5 over. You won't hit your team total, and mid-major. Matt is also in
one of us is going to be like the opening scene in Saving Private Ryan and just getting knocked out early.
Or Framber leadoff walk, Bo Bichette gets on, Vladdy walks, Matt Chapman home run. We're just all celebrating together.
I think I have 2 more minutes. I am just curious to hear your thoughts. Phil Zutley, who I think is a really sharp guy in the baseball community. He's really good with unders. He's fading Vlad today. Obviously, I don't like that as a Blue Jays bat backer, but do you support that, or do you not like his matchup?
He's another guy who's really due. But I agree. I was looking at the matchups today. I like Bichette and Chapman much more.
Yeah.
But what is he fading exactly?
Oh, I'm sorry. The fantasy score. I think it's like 7 or 7.5.
Fading the fantasy score. Yeah, I don't mind it. But, an interesting narrative. He hasn't hit a home run at home this year.
I know. It's insane. I've bet on him a few times to do so. And I was like catching the falling knife with Vladdy. So I'm just done with that. But you know what I think?
Not a bad bet. Like I said, because I like some other guys better, but I wouldn't fade him today.
I think Vladdy, when he does hit one, he's going to pull a Nolan Arenado, and he's going to hit a few.
Yeah.
Like back to back to back. So I'm waiting for that.
It's going to be kind of one of those square plays where it's like, Vladdy hit a home run yesterday. We got to take him again. Kind of like what Kyle Schwarber does in June sometimes, where he just hits like 10 home runs in 2 weeks.
Yep. It's pretty square, but I'll be doing it. I don't give a shit.
How sick was that Reds-Dodgers over yesterday? Just that entire game.
The Reds-Dodgers?
Yeah.
It was incredible, and I actually watched it. It was one of the most fun baseball games.
I saw your tweets.
Oh, I didn't watch any of the first half of the Heat game. It was awesome. And then do you play first 5? I'm sorry. When you decide, actually, my time's going to be up. I want to talk to you and pick your brain about what factors into a first 5 or a full game total for you. Because on the Dodgers Reds today, I went first 5 under, and it was 6-0 rather than the game under, which was 10 to 9.5, which I really liked, and the full game stayed under. So I'm new to the first 5 betting overall in general, and I'm still figuring it out. I feel like I've been on the wrong side of it lately.
Basically, the way I look at it is like, why do you think it's going to go over or under? Like, do you think it's going? Is it like, I think the pitchers pitch fine, but I'm worried about the bullpens? Then you lean full game over. Do you think, why do you, like, for example, if I think that this over is going to hit today in Blue Jays versus Astros, the reason I took the first 5 over, I was like, I like the full game over, but both bullpens are relatively well rested, and I like both bullpens. So I already leaned the over, but I was like, why do I lean the over? Because I think Framber and Barrios aren't going to pitch that well today. So that's why I isolated it to the first 5. So when you were thinking about that Reds-Dodgers game, were you thinking that it's like, I actually like both bullpens today?
No, I'm not. I thought it was a huge price on Kershaw. I really liked Kershaw, but I didn't want to go Dodgers because it was obviously it was so heavily juiced. So I went, in a way, I'm backing Kershaw, and I wanted to avoid the bullpens. I figured they were taxed.
But then once you take, I mean, that can just happen.
It just happens, right?
Yeah. Like, this game could totally happen where it's like Barrios and Framber both pitch well, and then the game ends up going over because one of the good arms blows it. Like, that's baseball. That shit just happens.
And as Krabs says, you charge it to the game.
Yeah. I mean, that's just, if that shit happens, it just happens. But that's the way I look at it. Like, why do I like an over in a full game? Is it because of the starters, or is it because the bullpens are taxed?
Got it.
Or the under?
All right. Appreciate the insight, man. I think that's my time. Good luck tonight, and go Blue Jays.
Go Blue Jays, my man. We'll talk soon. Thanks. We got Tomas Romo coming off a nice winning day on stream, but not only did he have a nice winning day, a couple of calls that were legendary. I think, and we queued him up for you.
Really?
For you. Just sit back and enjoy.
I like the Reds in this spot. It would be really cool if De La Cruz goes deep today. I have like a sneaky feeling that he does it. I mean, the ball he hit yesterday at his face, 112 miles per hour in the gap, was incredible. But yeah, I like the Reds today.
Golf tournament silence. Anticipation to see what. Oh, goodness! That ball had a family!
Do we have Mookie potentially loaded up, Producer Colin? No, we don't have Mookie loaded up, but oh wait. I think now you're muted, by the way.
There we go. There we go.
And you called Mookie leadoff home run to start the game.
That's nuts. That was nuts. That was one of those plays where, I kid you not, I turn on the game and go, well, I did just say like an hour and a half ago that, Mookie Betts was going to have a leadoff home run. And once he swung and once he hit it, I said, there's no way. And then I went to go do something. I look back a couple innings later, and then I get on my phone that Cruz went deep, and I said, wow. After that, I was like, I'm going to have a day today. I'm going to have a day. And we did. I went 2-1 on stream, but
I think you went 3-1 because we counted the Marlins, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So
I don't handle the tracking, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 3-1 on stream, 4-1 overall. I mean, I had a great day yesterday. I'm already up 2 units today. I had the Baltimore Orioles this morning. That was a sweater there towards the end, but Baltimore got done. I got 2 more plays today.
Let's keep it going. Play number 1.
Let's go to this Red Sox Guardians game, and I'm playing the Guardians first 5 money line. The Red Sox, they lost Chris Sale, and they're just looking for arms at this point, and they called up 32-year-old lefty Matt Dermody. I don't know how to say his name.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's made 30 big leagues. He's been in 30 big league games over his career. He's played with the Blue Jays and the Cubs. And this guy's not been great in the minors. He's 2-2 with a 4.5 ERA. And I'm just going to fade him. That's pretty much the way that I see it. I mean, this guy hasn't been in the big leagues in a long time. He's 32 years old. He's left-handed. The Guardians have a higher slugging and OPS against left-hand pitching. And Savali's on the bump, 1-1 with a 2.04 ERA. He's coming off a no decision against the Twins where he gave up no runs over 5 innings. It might be the square play, but I saw this last night and said, I'm going to find a way to back Cleveland in some capacity. I don't want to deal with the bullpen because the last couple games I've bet on the Cleveland, I've been on the reverse side that their bullpen has surrendered and given me a chance to win. I think it was last week I had the Twins and Cleveland. I think it was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I had the Twins and Cleveland's bullpen ends up shaking away towards the end. I just don't like their bullpen. I don't like Guardians' bullpen. Give me through the first 5. I'm back in Savale, and I'm fading the 32-year-old lefty that the Red Sox decided to throw out there.
You might have answered this. I might have just blacked out on accident. Why not the full game?
Bullpen. I just don't want to deal with the Guardians bullpen because like a guy like Karinchak, I like him in certain spots, but I kid you not, Peter, there's so many times that I'm watching a Guardians game and I see this dude trot in and I go, he's probably going to give up like a 2-3 run bomb right here. And he does. He gives up so many home runs in like the 7th, 8th inning when you're just cruising with the Guardians. But I'm going to play him first 5. I'll pay a little bit of juice, especially I'm feeling even better knowing that I hit my 2-unit play array today. So let's go with Cleveland today.
Atta baby. Let's go to pick number 2.
I think this is like super corporate because I feel like everyone's on the over 9 in the Chicago Angels game. But I mean, it opened at 8 and overnight went to 9 and the wind's blowing out. We got 2 lefties on the bump. LA is batting .282 against left-handers with a .447 slugging and .796 OPS. And then on the other side, the Cubs are batting .270 with a .445 slugging and .787 OPS against left-handers. I mean, it's poised for an over. It really is. I don't like either one of these starting pitchers in this matchup. I know yesterday we were talking about home runs, so I'm going to throw this out here today. I think this is one of those days where Mike Trout and Shohei go deep, and we get the tweet at the end of the game where, oh, man, Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani both hit a home run, but Angels lose 8-6 or like 8-5 or something like that. But that's kind of the way that I see this game going. If I had to lean aside, I'd probably say the Cubs because I do like Smiley better than Detmers. But give me the over 9. I'm not even overthinking it. I see some runs being scored. I'm hoping to go 2-0 the rest of the day. Give me a clean sweep, but let's rock, Peter. I'm feeling good about the plays the rest of the day.
Let's get after it, my man. Already coming off a 2-unit winner. Was there anything else? Also, do you happen to bet on hockey? Like, do you know anything about hockey?
A little bit. I told myself I'm going to get more into it, especially with me. I'm going to be moving up north here in a couple, literally in 2 months.
Oh, damn.
But at this point, I mean, we're talking Stanley Cup final, or what do you think? You know?
Yeah, Stanley Cup final. I don't know shit about hockey,
Knights.
but I'm
a Golden Knights guy. I'm a Golden Knights guy. I am. I was a Stars guy until they lost, and I said, well, I'm going to ride with the Golden Knights the rest of the way. They're a fun team to watch. And the only reason I really started watching hockey was because the Stars were in it. And I'm not even a Stars fan. I was just like, well, they're from Dallas. Might as well watch it if I'm here. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching some hockey tonight. Give me the Golden Knights. I think they'll pull it away from Florida. But I hope the Heat come back and do something interesting in the NBA Finals. I'd like that. I'd like Jimmy Butler to get a ring.
I'm selfishly kind of want these 2 series to end, so it's just baseball for the rest of the frickin'
Good
months.
pun there. I like that one there. You threw that one there on purpose, huh?
Some may say. All right, my man. That's it. That's all we got today, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, dude. Appreciate you, my friend.
Course,
keep killing it. I ain't got nothing for you other than keep killing it.
All right. Good luck today. Why not us?
Why not us? Talk to you soon.
Talk to your brother, bro.
Okay. Just got here. Who we got? Gino. People are saying, Gino, that you're that guy right now. Flash the leaderboard for the people, Cohen. Let the people know where Gino sits. 2nd place, and he's only been on a couple of times. Dude has been feeding winners whenever he comes on. Love his analysis. Love his breakdowns based on betting percentages, and has been extremely sharp. Oh, wait, Gino. Can't be driving.
Cannot be driving?
We'll get kicked off here. We got to kick him off real quick. Gino, if you are listening, we'll get kicked off Twitch if you're driving. So if you're able to pull over or something, Twitch, we're great guys over here. We're great guys. All we're trying to do is feed the people winners. It's not even gambling advice. So I don't even know what they're talking about.
What if I'm in my car, not moving?
Yes, if you confirm that you are not moving, then you're good to come back on stream.
The car is stopped.
The car is stopped. The car is stopped. Twitch,
I don't
the
want to
car
get you
is
kicked off
stopped.
Twitch. I do
Yeah.
not want to get you kicked off Twitch.
That's all we're trying to do. So let's feed the people some winners.
Let's do it, my brother.
What do we got? Pick number 1. We got Houston, Toronto, under 8. We don't like to see that as a guy who's on the first 5 over.
No, you are?
First 5 over.
Okay. So, maybe we'll both win, but that's very hard to thread that needle.
Yes.
But it's happened. It's happened. So we started with the highest value play. This one just flat out is just analysis on these two pitchers versus their respective batting lineup matchups. And our system had this game coming back as landing at 7.1 runs. So my dream here, what is the first 5 over? 4.5?
4.
4. Okay. So hopefully you get a push and I get a win.
Well, I mean, it could land on 5. 1 or 2 more runs come in and
easily. So this is just a value bet here of 0.9 runs for free. Nothing to do where this was born. This was born with the line, the true line being 7.1, and then we just looked at the money distribution and line movement. Everything seemed healthy. It actually is a very split bet, not crazy on either side, but it stuck. So basically, we felt like sharp play came in slightly on the under, and it stuck because there were slightly more tickets on the over, but not added value there. It actually just stuck, which means we didn't lose any value.
Okay. We'll see what
I
happens.
hope it doesn't hurt you. It is my play of the day.
Play of the day. I mean, it's my play of the day too. So we obviously hate to be on opposite sides, but hopefully we can somehow both win.
There's one guy above me on the leaderboard, so I can't talk back. Maybe this will make you feel better. It's actually my second play of the day.
Okay.
The first one, sorry guys, it's the truth. I gave it out live on our stream earlier, or our TikTok live. It was the over 2.5 runs for Colorado first 5, and that they hit that in the first inning.
Oh, atta baby.
So that looked good. That had more value. So it's technically my second play of the day, but it's my number 1 play on this show.
Awesome. Okay, so you got one more for the show. Let's talk about it.
We
got the White Sox. Oh, in the second game, right?
Oh, I gave it out before it started, right?
Oh, is it for? Was this meant for the Lance Lynn game, or was this meant for the second game of the doubleheader with Clevenger versus Randy Vasquez?
I think the plus 120 was against Severino.
Okay, so it was the first game. So unfortunately, we can't count this game. It is tied right now.
Damn it! And Chicago kept taking the lead, and they gave it back.
Yeah, it's 4-4 in the bottom of the 5th. We got runner on second, Oswaldo Cabrera with Jake Bauers on second base.
Well, I mean, it is tied, so I think the live line. I don't know, Pete. I think we can mix it up, brother.
Yeah, true. Let's see what the live line is.
The live probably is plus 120.
Yankees just scored.
So even better.
It's now 5-4. You got a live line for the White Sox at plus 240.
I mean, if that's not EV positive, I don't know what is. If I'm at plus 120.
Yeah. So people like the White Sox.
No, I know. And again, this analysis isn't going to carry a lot of weight because the Yankees were able to score, but we were just low on Severino here. We felt like he was going to give up. I think I said in my earlier write-up, he would give up at least 4. Maybe I said 5. But either way,
he gave up 4.
At plus 120, I like this White Sox team a lot. This is actually the team that probably cost me the most money, if I had to be honest, and I have no bias toward them. I think this is the best lineup that has been underperforming. And Pete knows baseball better than me through and through. But what I will say, in terms of talent on a squad and the value you're able to get right now on the White Sox, for those that were listening a couple days ago, Pete asked great questions, and I told them, guys, please watch these A's. You're going to be able to make some fucking money on them. They have been printing me money since I said that. I think I said that to you guys 3 days ago.
They crushed the Pirates.
And they have the value on them. Again, Peter, if I said anything wrong, correct me.
No.
I said, hey, guys, I was not against the A's to start this year all year with everyone else. I wish I was, but I wasn't. I wasn't on them or against them. but I said I'm now with them, and I'm going to see very short-term value. And I've seen the A's have been on my card twice a day, every day for the last 3 or 4 days. They're
Printing.
the narrative out there is the A's are a AAA team. It's a mistake, so sorry for regurgitating, but the value is there. And I think my V2 of the A's right now is actually the White Sox, even if they lose this game. I think the talent on the White Sox is absurd, and they're not clicking that well. But you have guys that can go yard opposite field, like in the flash of a pan. They're dogs. So watch these White Sox and watch them, especially when they're plus money. I'm pretty sure, and this is not a cop out. I'm pretty sure the plus 120 was versus Severino. I'm pretty sure, unless I had the line on. Do you know what the opening lines and odds were, Pete?
Yeah, let me see. So the yes, that would make sense because it was minus 140 plus 120. So right now they are losing, but it's the bottom of the fifth, and you can now get the White Sox at plus 290.
Yeah, that's because the Yankees have come back down twice right now. And then what's the lines and odds in the second game?
On the second game, the Yankees are minus 135, White Sox plus 110 or plus 115.
Oh shit! So that it could have been that. Yeah, I believe it was the minus Severino.
Yeah,
I do. But I'll watch it. I'm surprised the ball's flying as heavy as it is with all that that air shit they got going on out there.
I guess that's how bad these two pitchers pitched today.
They're pathetic, dude. I think Severino got taken straight dead center. So, and did I give out a prop that's a no-go?
Yeah, it's a no-go. Just the Giants versus Rockies, but I think it was Alex Cobb under K's.
Oh,
or over. Yeah. Or was it over or under?
Ooh. I think it was. I honestly don't know, bro.
Oh, it was over 4.5 Ks. You wrote over, and he finished with 7 Ks.
Out of baby.
Good fucking prop, Gino.
I'll do a better job of looking at games that are 5 p.m. or later, and we'll do that. But I do like bragging about myself too, so that's fun.
Good stuff, my man. Respectfully, the Yankees are my favorite team, so I hope they win just because we need a win very badly. But at the same time, it would be nice to see you get a dub. And then so you can get that dub so then I can win my first 5 over.
And technically, brother, how's this going? I just want that under to hit on your play of the day. I'm sorry. That's my big unit. I just want to keep trickling. I can gift away the other units. I just want to keep trickling up.
Well, Gino, I appreciate you coming on, my man. Pitching this under. It's definitely the two guys at the top of the leaderboard right now going at it. We'll see who wins. Best man wins.
This is going to be a huge swing between the two of us. A huge unit swing.
It would be kind of crazy if we both ended up winning.
It would be savage. That's what's happening, guys. So anyone out there, double result under the first half. Excuse me, over the first half. Under. I don't even know if they do that double result. I doubt they do.
I doubt they do too. Appreciate you, my man. We'll talk to you soon.
Later, homie.
Peace.
See ya. I
think that's it, right? That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the stream. It was short, sweet. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed it. Producer Conan, if you could drop that Pikkit link for the people to download. Yankees 5-4 W's. Hopefully we all enjoyed it. Remember, short stream, just a couple of picks, getting it through. That link in the episode, the chat. Download Pikkit. It's absolutely free. It's a great way to support and also sync your sportsbook. No Javon today. He decided to be soft and he didn't come on stream. What are you going to do? He didn't come on stream. Blame him, not me. We're open for business and I don't see him. Maybe he's scared. I don't know. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you soon, all right? We'll be back tomorrow. Big old stream. Tons of games tomorrow. Need to see everybody there. But we have to remember, it's not gambling advice. Peace out, everybody.